Hey YouTube, Team Megadeath member Jeff here. Just got back from locals yesterday. I actually got first place with Wargreymon X and second place the week prior. On Team Megadeath, I feel like we all have kind of our mascot Digimon. Kevin's is Dark Knightmon, Cyrus's is Melga, and Wargreymon is definitely going to be mine. I've playtested this deck a bunch of times, playing a bunch of different ratios, adding a bunch of different techs, and I feel like this ratio for me has seen a lot of success, especially during the local scene. So starting off with the eggs, I actually run the draw 1 Cormon eggs over the plus DP Cormon eggs. So your Wargreymon X stack is going to be swinging for 15 to 17k without the plus DP Cormon egg. That swings over almost everything in the game, so you don't really have to worry about having enough DP. The draw 1 Cormon egg in conjunction with the X antibody option allows you to swing, draw 1, and potentially draw the card you need to Digivolve on top. In my opinion, the draw 1 Cormon egg is a lot more useful, and I only run 4 because typically you don't run out of eggs very often, so 4 is mostly for consistency's sake, and I would run this over the Cormog egg that gives you plus CP. So for the rookies, I have the promo Agumon that gives you plus 2000. That's why I don't run the other Cormon egg, because this one's gives you plus 2000, so you basically going to be swinging for 17k with this rookie, and this is the main rookie you want to see when you're evoing on top of your Wargrey stack. Here I run the X Antibody Agumon. So this searcher is actually a very amazing searcher. It searches for everything that you're looking for in terms of Greymon cards, X Antibody options, even Omnimon. So when you use it in conjunction with the Agumon searcher from BT5, these two become a very powerful search combo. So what you can essentially do is play this Agumon out, search for 3, and then potentially add 2 cards. Digivolve the Agumon X on top to draw 1, search 3, and potentially add 2 cards. That is 7 cards off of your deck, basically through searching, and that's a potential add 5 just from these searchers. And so if you add Cool Boys on top, you can draw more cards and gain more memory. Wargreymon has a great ability to be able to search, deck thin, and dig deeper in the deck to find its pieces it needs, and I feel like these cards allow me to find basically anything I need, and so this rookie lineup is essentially all you need. 12 rookies is perfect in my opinion for this ratio. This champion lineup is going to be very similar across other deck profiles. So you're going to run 4 of the security +1 Greymon. This is very important. 1 security in a Wargreymon X stack means 1 more memory and 1 security closer to ending out game. And so this is kind of your ideal Greymon to evo on top of on your Wargrey stack. On top of with Greymon X antibody. So being able to Digivolve this on top to draw 1 and basically Digivolve for 0 is very good. Since this deck has an X antibody engine, you're able to get essentially 2 draws for the price of 2 memory, and so being able to deck thin while also giving the stack protection from being deleted or being bounced to the deck or hand is very good. I've seen some lists just run the 8 lineup, but I actually like running 1 more in the form of Greymon from BT5. Sometimes you do need the extra TP, so at most with this Greymon you could be swinging for 19k, and being able to Digivolve for 1 memory, because you gain 1 memory back if it has an Agumon in its Digi evolutions, is very good. I tried 10. I feel like seeing this card more, because if you run 10 you would run 2 of these. Seeing this card more makes you feel a little bit bad, because you're missing out on this Greymon, and so running 1 doesn't feel as bad when you draw into it. That's why I like to run 9, but I feel like 9 is a very good ratio, because you'll be able to find your champion lineup very easily with the engine, the X antibody engine. Now we're on to the ultimate. This is the Metal Greymon X Antibody. In my opinion, this is actually one of the most important cards of your stack and in the deck. Being able to get +1 check regardless, and then if it has a Metal Greymon underneath or an X Antibody option in the source, you get +3000 DP, and the +3000 DP is very important. Next, I run 3 copies of Metal Greymon Alterius mode. This card is very good. So one of the issues that this deck runs into in terms of board state and things that can block you from winning game is just blockers and also memory floodgates like Terriermon, Modoki Betamon, and Chumon. Being able to digivolve for 3 or for 0 even, and popping those blockers and those memory floodgates is very, very important. It allows you to swing safely, gain the memory back, and potentially end for game, or just eliminating threats off the board so you don't have to worry about not getting value from your Wargrey stack. I run 3 because sometimes you'll see this card in security, or you already have one in your previous stack, so you need to be able to have this card for multiple stacks. And the protection that it gives, similar to Greymon X Antibody, is very good as well. And lastly, I actually run a total of 9 ultimates. I run 2 EX1 Metal Greymon that gives you piercing. The piercing is very, very good. There's a lot of decks that can either redirect your attacks or have blockers, for example Bloomlord or Jasmine or even Dark Knightmon, and so being able to keep the value through piercing is very good. The reason why I run 9 instead of 8 is because the flexibility that these cards give you is very, very good, especially in terms of deck thinning, being able to outing stuff on the board, and also proccing Cool Boy. So if you were to use this Metal Greymon, you can essentially digivolve all these on top for free. That's 3 draws right there. And then if you go into your Metal Greymon X, that's another 4th draw, and proccing Cool Boy will give you more draws. So I run this not only to out bodies on the board, but also to get more draws and deck them, because you're basically drawing for 0 4 times, including Cool Boys. So this is a very good engine to be able to deck them and just draw the cards you need to win for game. That's why I run 9, but I understand that some people don't like the 9 lineup, but the flexibility that this ultimate line gives me is very, very good. Being able to find the pieces I need is very important to me and how this deck runs, so 9 is very good. I actually run 4 Wargreymon X Antibody. So I've been talking about this card a lot. What does it actually do? So whenever security is removed from your opponent's security stack, you gain 1 memory, and then end attack once per turn, you can delete something on the board that has the same amount of DP as Wargreymon right here. The first effect is very important. So the more checks you have, the more memory that you'll be gaining back. And so it's important to have that +1 security check Greymon, proccing your Metal Greymon X to get that +1 check. It'll be swinging for 3 checks typically. You can get it to 4 or 5 checks based on cards that are on this list. There are very little cards in the game that cannot be popped by Wargrey based on the DP. And so if you just have the Metal Greymon X, which is very important to the Wargrey stack, you'll be able to pop something 15k or less. That doesn't include the Agumon or the other Greymon from BT5. This is the card that you want to see the most. That's why I run it at 4. And lastly, for our other 2 megas, I run 1 BT1 Wargreymon and 1 EX1 Wargreymon. So at my local scene, it has a lot of blockers, and also, especially in terms of Dark Knightmon and also the Melga matchup. So EX1 Wargreymon is actually a very MVP card of the deck. Being able to digivolve on Digivolve Blitz when attacking, you can pop a blocker such as their Melga stack, and then Digivolve on top of Wargrey to gain back the memory from the security and pop another body on board is very, very strong. And so that's why I run the EX1 Wargreymon. If you don't have a lot of blockers in your scene, I would just run 2 of the BT1 Wargreys. With the built-in ADP, it is very, very good. So this lineup here gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of the amount of tools I have in my toolkit to be able to play different matchups and succeed in those matchups. So yeah. For the last level 7 megas, I actually run 2 Blitz Omni. Blitz Omni for game is very good. With the deck's ability to search, deck thin, and dig deeper in the deck and get the draws that it needs, you're actually guaranteed to see 1 of these Omnis per game. And it's important to run 2 because one of them could be in security and you need the other one to end out the game. And so that's why I run 2. in conjunction with Omnimon X Antibody, this level 7 lineup is very good. Having a card that's 16k in your deck is actually very good just in general, because it being in security can be a really good security bomb for your opponent. Most decks actually don't typically swing for 16k safely in security, and so when something swings into Omnimon X, it's very good. It just outs their board. But also just in general, when digivolving, you can bottom deck their largest stack. So also, if you were to go Omnimon on top using the X Antibody to unsuspend, swing for Blitz, and then you can go into Omnimon X Antibody, this allows you to trash their last security and then swing for game. And so this lineup is very good. I see some lists run 2 and 2. I actually don't agree with running 2 X Antibody. I think 1 is perfect. Like I said, this deck has a great ability to find the cards it needs, and so you don't really need to have 2 because the other one will just be a dead draw in your hand. So this is the level 7s. For Tamers, I run 2 Tie. Tie is great, sets your memory to 3 and gives you a +1 check. And so if you have Tie, you can potentially have 4 checks with your Wargrey stack. And then if you have the BT1 Wargrey on top, that gives you 5 checks to swing at security and Blitzomi for game potentially. I don't run 3 because 3 can be a little bit too bricky. 2 is definitely perfect. You know, you don't see it too often, and then when you do see it, you have a great ability to play it. But the most important tamer of the deck is definitely going to be Cool Boy. So Cool Boy is definitely a broken tamer. Being able to search your card, net 2 cards potentially, draw 1, and gain a memory is very good. Cool Boy can pretty much be procced almost every turn, which allows this deck to be able to search more and gain the memory it needs. There's a lot of memory chokers and memory blockers, and so having Cool Boy allows you to gain that memory back safely without you know, using any other effects besides tamer effects. Cool Boy is definitely should be run at 4. I see some decks run it less, but if you really think about it, Cool Boy searches all the really important cards you need, such as the X Antibody option, Wargreymon X, Metalgreymon X. It's very important to find those cards, and so a searcher for 2 is very good. Not only that, but your Metalgreymon Alterius mode and your EX1 Wargreymon needs a tamer in play to be able to proc their effects to delete something on board. Dropping a 4-cost tamer can be very costly and can pass you turn, but dropping a Cool Boy for 2 and then potentially going on top of those for 0 or for 4 with Blitz allows you to proc your effects without passing turn. And so a tamer for 2 Cool Boy is very important. 6 tamer lineup, I think this is the perfect lineup. I wouldn't change the ratios for these. This has definitely worked out for me. Lastly, for the option cards, I run 2 red memory boosts, just consistency card in the deck to be able to search for 4 and then draw get 1 red card. But also this allows you to set your memory to 3. So if you play, if you need to be at 3 memory next turn, just drop a red memory boost and then pop it for your next turn, and you'll be at 3. So that's why I run it at 2. It's very good. Lastly is the card that is the most important in the deck, which is X Antibody card, the option card. And so this allows you to cheat into your Wargreymon X. It allows you to go into Omnimon X. It can allow you to cheat 1 level up. It's so important. And so I run it at 3. I see some lists run it at 2. I don't agree with running it at 2 because sometimes you just don't hit. Sometimes it could be insecurity and it's just too late. So running at 3 kind of guarantees you that you're going to see it when you need it. And that's going to be my option cards. Alright guys, that's actually going to be my Wargreymon X deck profile. If there's any changes I would like to make for the deck, if you'd like to play a more fun variant of this deck, I definitely recommend dropping one of the Piercing Metalgreymons to play a BT7 Metalgreymon. Being able to drop this for 7 and play out a tamer like your 4-cost tie is very interesting, especially if your hand bricks. Or being able to drop it for 5 if you already have a tamer out is very good. The inheriting that gives you +1 memory when you delete an opponent's Digimon is very relevant in terms of your Wargreymon X and your EX1 Wargreymon. And speaking of your EX1 Wargreymon, if you don't like running that, I definitely recommend running just another BT1 Wargreymon. This allows you to get +1 check, and also it has a built-in ADP. So having two of them is very, very good, especially in terms of the SecCom matchup. But other than that, I really liked how this list ended out, and it was really fun playing it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments, like this video, and please subscribe to Team Megadeath channel. It helps support me and our other members that we will soon be having deck profiles for. But other than that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and Team Megadeath out. Bounce!